Hello, I'm Andrew Sams.
And I'm Brian Caponi.
And we're going to talk about hardware selection for your Minecraft initiative back in your district. How to select the appropriate hardware to get started. Now, we're assuming that you're just getting started. We're also assuming that we're going to put this gently. We're going to put this all in plain English and help you kind of step by step. But if I wanted to pick out hardware for my Minecraft initiative, and I can't even keep going on because I'm so distracted right now, Brian, from that huge piece of hardware you have.
Yeah, I got to show you my device that we've been using for a long time. This thing is the Optiplex 990, and I stole this right out of the 2001 Space Odyssey.
Oh, that's Hal.
That is Hal.
Hello, Hal. How are you? We've deactivated
Beefy,
him.
big, can do anything you want it to do.
That thing is now a machine like that is exactly what I would imagine if somebody says, I'm going to go set up a server. I'm going to buy a server.
Right.
That looks exactly how it's as big as your upper torso.
And
it's
it can.
huge.
I mean, it really can run all sorts of things. You can run your regular programs that you'd want to do and run the server and probably run it for 30 or 40 kids at the same time.
And that's exactly, if I remember correctly, that's a few years ago when we bought it, we had it conceptualized that we were going to start Minecraft. We're going to need 30, 40, 50 kids at the same time. We need something really beefy to do that. And that is, I mean, it's got 16 gigs of RAM. How much did that, do you remember what that set us back?
I think we paid something like $1,600
Ooh,
for that.
So that is a non-trivial amount of money. And the other thing too is, if you're just starting off on this and you're going to go back to your district and try to start something up, you're probably going to be leading with the wrong foot to say, I want to experiment with Minecraft and I just float me a cool $1,700 for a server.
Oh yeah, the Board of Education is going to be really sucking that up.
Yeah, right. So we might not want, and actually, just pedagogically, one of the lessons we learned is that you're not going to start off, you shouldn't, unless you really hate yourself, start off by trying to get 30, 40, 50 kids in Minecraft at the same time.
Yeah, so probably a bad decision.
Yeah, and what we decided, what's best for us, not to say that it's right or wrong, but what's best for us is we're trying to develop just really awesome centers, classroom centers that you put 5, 6, 8 kids into at a time. Mm-hmm. And it really makes the whole thing more approachable. The design element, the management, the hardware, everything just becomes more approachable that way. And that is because we've opted to do the smaller scale. We're starting, smaller rather than larger. This is now our Minecraft server right here. This little, this is a little Intel NUC. NUC, NUC, that's an acronym that I forget what it stands for, but this is an Intel NUC. We'll put a link up to the Amazon website, but a very, very small form factor. This particular NUC has an i3 processor, so it's decent tech. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, and it's a perfect Minecraft server. You can put 5 to 10 kids into a Minecraft instance, no problem at all, if you set up your server on one of these little guys. And this, $460 even. Now, if you really wanted to go cheap, if you really wanted to try this out, you could just use if you got a classroom computer and a few other computers in your room, you could just skip a step and try to install MincraftEDU server on your classroom machine, get the other machines to attach to it. You might get lucky. We've done that, haven't we?
Yeah, we put them on my Macintoshes back in my studio, and we were able to run it, and we've actually did a fairly decent job with it.
Yeah, and those Macs that's decent tech you have in your art lab. Those Macs are only a year old, so it's good. So it depends on what you've got going on in your room. But if you do try to install it on your computer and the performance isn't there, it's not too prohibitive going this way. The other thing we wanted to do with our video series is everybody's got a different kind of relationship with their tech people back in the district. And I know many a tech guys and tech gals will give you the stink eye if you go out there and try to do something new and innovative, and it's just they perceive it as more work for them. So if you find your own technology, or if you have a computer that you want to try using, you can bring that in and try to install your Minecraft server on that. And that actually leads us to this discussion of the reason why this hardware is so cheap is it doesn't come with any Microsoft licensing. So there's no Windows 7 or Windows 8 here, folks. I mean, you get a blank hard drive.
He's got the hard drive.
$460. Now, what we've done and what we use a lot for Minecraft and everything else is we use Linux. And Linux is an operating system. If you're not familiar with Linux, so Windows 7, Windows 8, everybody pretty much knows about that.
And
that's
Mac
from Microsoft.
OS, yeah.
Mac has OS X, right? Now, Linux is a free operating system. Any of us can download this and install this on any device. There's several different flavors of Linux, which it freaks people out a little bit. You got this kind of Linux, that kind of Linux. We're going to talk about one and only one flavor of Linux here, and that's Ubuntu.
That was from the planet Mars, right?
Yeah, it's got a weird name, Ubuntu. But what we're going to do, and actually in our next segment, we're going to show you how to download for free Ubuntu, and what you have to do to actually get Ubuntu installed on any machine. We're going to actually install Ubuntu on this Intel NUC, but any kind of machine that you want to use for your Minecraft initiative. The other thing we should mention with this is that your Minecraft server does not have to have like really tremendous graphics processing or anything like that. The most important thing is you have to have a decent processor. Again, this has an i3, i5, i7 are all decent processors. Memory, Minecraft is memory intensive in that every additional player, every additional student or teacher you bring into Minecraft, you have to have that much more memory.
Right.
Processing memory, RAM, they call that RAM to facilitate that. Now this, again, this little guy's got, I think, 4 gigs of RAM, plenty for 5 to 8 kids. So what we're gonna do is on the next segment, we're gonna show people, once you get your hardware established, and we discussed a few options here, we're going to show you how to grab Ubuntu Linux and how to get it installed. And they've made it really easy these days to install Linux. So that'll be our next segment.
I look forward to that.
Yes, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Take care and be well.